Welcome back to another episode of the Falcon Punchcast. And this time we got something special. We're going to be doing the spooky edition because we're in October by the time this comes out. Because it is, to date this episode, it is currently the 26th of August. So we got to plan these things out. So we're going to be doing some Halloween episodes to get in the seasonal spirit. And as always, I'm joined by my good friend, Darth Messiah.
Hello, it is me. I am the Renfield to Shaheen's Dracula.
Okay. I was like, I wonder if he's actually going to do like a Halloween version.
Yeah, I just thought of that. I was like,
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I always look forward, like every time, anytime it's recording day, I'm like, I wonder what his duo is going to be. So I'm glad because right before this, normally we talk a bit before the podcast starts. It turns out our pre-show podcast, in a sense, was like 2 hours.
Yeah, we talked a long time. It got away from us. We just had so much to catch up on and like say.
But yeah, we haven't talked in a while since the last podcast due to life.
Yeah.
Because I think up until that point we had a pretty good like weekly meetup for a while.
Yeah, I've been just very busy with things in my personal life. So like, yeah, but like we were meeting weekly for like a good 3-4 weeks. That's why I knew that, if we miss 1 week, it's fine. We have like backup loaded. So
yeah, right now, I think we're like 3-4 episodes ahead, which is why we have to do the Halloween episodes now. And also why we kind of make sure we don't talk about anything too topical. Because like in some of the previous podcasts, it's like Anime Expo. And it's like, that was like a month and a half ago since. So yeah.
We can't talk about like Blue Beetle or something right now.
I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. Yeah,
I want to see it because the main character is Mexican. I'm half Mexican. They represent your buddy. But also, Blue Beetle looks like a cool costume. It's been a good year for bug superheroes.
Kamen Rider and
Spider-Man,
Blue Beetle. And Spider-Man. Right.
Yeah. So we got every DC and Marvel. They lit up their bug boys. Toei lit out their bug boys. So it's been a big good year if you're like a bug superhero fan.
Where did you first meet? I don't know. We're just gonna talk about Blue Beetle, I guess. Where did you first like discover Blue Beetle? Because for me, it was Young Justice. I didn't know who the fuck he was before.
It was Batman: Brave and the Bold.
Right? Yeah. Right. Okay. So I was wondering because you watched that show.
He was actually like the first episode.
I really need to watch that show because I dismissed it. I was like, this is jokey Batman. I don't care. But like now, when I've like rewatching it and seeing like it was just like a Justice League show, but like the premise was that Batman just teams up with everybody, and they're very faithful to the comics, surprisingly as well.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually rewatching it right now, so I've been having a good time. But moving away from Batman before we go too much on a Batman DC superhero binge, that will probably come later on, as it normally does with our podcast. We're in the spooky season when this comes out. So we're going to, for the next couple episodes, we're going to be talking about like Halloween-y topics, even though should have probably thought about this a bit more. My good old co-host Hamza, grew up in a country where Halloween wasn't that big and comes from a culture where Halloween is also not so big. So a lot of this is going to be leaning on me.
Yeah, so like I don't have any Halloween experiences. I don't have any ghost stories either. I don't know. Like when people told me like, I experienced this, I experienced that, I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I don't know. That's never happened to me. So yeah, like I can talk about horror movies. That's my Halloween experience. That's pretty much it. But yeah, like also in terms of like, cause like Shane was really reaching for stuff like, what about candy? What about candy? Like, I just like chocolate. Like, that's it. Like nothing. Really.
Yeah, I was trying to think maybe we could have like a candy discussion. He's like, nah, I'm like, cause like now he lives in Canada. So Canada also has a little bit more of a Halloween experience than Dubai. He's like, yeah, I don't really participate. I'm like,
because I never participated in my life, so I'm not just gonna suddenly start now. Like, unless, like, I don't know, if I had friends and they want to do a Halloween costume, but like, okay, sure, I guess, but like, I don't know, this hasn't happened yet.
I mean, like, obviously you can't trick or treat anymore, but like, I don't know, then don't they have like some kind of like park or festival that does like a Halloween event or something?
Actually, look, there was one. I went to a light show festival. and it was all like Halloween themed, like horror, pumpkin, like light up pumpkins and all of that. So I went to that. But yeah, no, I'll have to look it up if there's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, because in Vegas we have like tons of that. We have like pumpkin patches. We have like Halloween festivals. We have like an indoor amusement park that turns into. It's called the Adventure Dome, but during Halloween it's the Terror Dome.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if they. Because I remember one year they stepped back from doing that. I'm not sure if they're doing it this year. I've never been to those things personally because I think, as we established in a previous podcast, I'm kind of a little baby bitch boy when it comes to that kind of stuff. And
he hates roller coasters, people. I don't understand.
I don't hate them. I just don't like the ones that do the loop-de-loops.
I think there are plenty that don't. Warner Brothers World.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, you're fine with that. Okay. All right.
But see, like, I remember I hadn't been on a theme park for a long time, so I think the last time I was strapped into a roller coaster, my heart was beating really fast because I was kind of nervous.
How do you feel about like the 3D, 4D rides?
Oh, those are fine.
I
don't like, I went to like Epcot like Epcot's not as good as Disneyland. And the only reason why I went to Epcot instead of the actual Disneyland is because my brother fucked up, or Disney World. Because I didn't know you have to check in to Disneyland. Even though you bought the ticket, you still have to check in for some reason. So I remember my
into
parents
the hotel like resort thing.
I guess, but like I've never seen that for a theme park, or maybe I don't know. I'm so used to like going with family that I don't have to worry about that. So I'm not sure that's just a thing to do.
Yeah.
Dubai, I don't remember checking in, but apparently for Disney World, you have to check in. So like, oh, Disney World's like 2-packed. What other? We can't let you into the Disney World, but do you want to go to one of the other parks since you did technically buy a ticket? And I asked my brother because I didn't do that much research into Disney World, so I don't know what each park did because it was like it was either like the Magical Adventure, Animal Kingdom,
Hollywood Studios.
Oh, okay, it was the Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
So I turned to my brother, who apparently has been researching, and he panicked. He's like, Epcot. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we go to Epcot. Turns out Epcot's mainly for like food and everything, which I don't know why you'd go to the theme park for food because the theme park food is fucking expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, so the main reason why I don't go to the Terradrome things because I think also, as mentioned in previous podcasts, I have when it comes to fight or flight, my body naturally goes to fight. So I'm pretty sure if I went to any of these Halloween attractions and like a clown popped up on me, I'm going to go full Batman and just like punch a dude in the face.
It would be so bad in a horror house. Like
I probably would. Oh, dude, I remember when I was in San Diego, my family, they had this like cool little event where like you would basically drive around an area and then people will come out and scare you and everything like that, but you just drive around it. We mainly did it for my brothers. I kind of didn't want to go. But everyone thought in my family it'd be so funny if they turned down all the windows and they put me in the front seat, which I didn't like. And I especially hate when you go to these things and there's a guy with a chainsaw because the chainsaws are fucking loud. And I don't like being scared and hearing loud noises. So I remember the Chainsaw Man, not the beloved anime character, but the guy with the chainsaw. I could see him in the mirror, and that he was going to be coming to our car. I remember I turned around, and I stared him down. I'm like, no. And at first he was kind of laughing. He was going to come at me, but like I kept on staring at him, and he eventually just stayed there. And I remember we were just driving away from him until like I could see him fade into the darkness. And my brother's like, "Holy shit, you just stare!" I'm like, I ain't having no chainsaw clown coming next to me.
Oh my god! Because like I've been to like horror rides and stuff as like at various places, and like there's people that like pop out and stuff. So like, oh my god, Shaheen would just beat the shit.
Yeah,
and would be banned from the premise.
Yeah, like how normally when you go to like a haunted house, you have to sign a waiver for like whatever they do to you in there. It's like no, I would have to, like they would have to sign a waiver from me, and I'm like, yeah, I might beat the shit out of you. Like approach me. Maintain 10 feet away from me. Like,
oh my god!
Don't come into my zone. You come into the slap zone, you're going to get attacked. Because that's the thing. I'll panic. I will freeze, and then like my arms just.
Start going. Yeah, start going. Yeah.
I mean, I've actually strangled someone before.
Oh,
It
really?
wasn't necessarily like a scare thing. I think my body just naturally wants to fight, which is weird because I would say I'm mostly a pacifist person, but yeah, like my body has this instinct where like, no, I punch. Because I remember I was getting my wisdom teeth pulling out, and the doctor I went to, he's like, yeah, we don't do any anesthesia, and I'm like, what? So I had to be conscious for the whole thing.
Oh.
And the way he took out my wisdom teeth, he would just break into pieces and take out pieces of it. And every time he would take out a shard, he's like, "Oh, look, this was in your mouth." And I remember like they kind of strapped me in, but I think they kind of unstrapped me for a bit, and then he like gave my mouth like an injection to like slightly numb it, but I remember like it wasn't enough and I felt a lot of pain. So my hand just like jolted up and grabbed him by the throat. And his eyes like bulged out. And I got freaked out too, because like I did not control. I'm like, what the hell? I was shocked too. I'm like, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, it's fine. And then they had to get like extra straps for me. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
My God. Yeah, so like that's a scary story as well. You can it fits Halloween sort of.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people don't like the dentist, so
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I liked the dentist because my family took me to like a special dentist that was like for kids, and like anytime they put something in the mouth, like, oh, what flavor do you want? So I'm like, oh, I love the dentist. Then my family eventually, because that dentist eventually started getting too expensive, so they took me to a normal dentist, and the jelly they put in your mouth tasted like shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, no, the dentist sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So and then they don't do that shit for adults. Oh, do you want the jelly? What kind of flavor do you want for the jelly? That's only for kids. I'm like, what about the adults? No one likes the taste of that shit. Like, give me the flavor.
You're adults, toughen up. You think you get special? You think you get a lollipop after this? Nah. You just
And then I grab him by the throat.
Because I remember in uni, people used to like take advantage of that. They would like come sneak up behind you and shit. And you would like elbow them, and they would just keep doing it again. I don't know.
Yeah, they would find it funny, and I'm like. And the thing is, I had to learn to like try to control it because I'm like, I'm probably going to get in trouble if I like give someone a concussion or something. Because like one time I did have a heavy ass textbook in my hand, and like by the time I turned around, like it was like an inch away from just like slamming into someone's skull. So I'm just like, yeah, I really got to like learn to control this. I mean, like, it's great survivor's instinct, but like right now, like, thank God there hasn't been some like extinction event. So like, I really don't need this instinct in me right now.
Wait, so like you don't like loud noises and like scary shit. So like, do you watch horror movies or no? Like, cause
see, I'm weird about it. As you know, I love special effects, and I feel like a lot of the coolest special effects are in generally more scary movies.
Yeah, you would love John Carpenter's The Thing. Like,
I have watched it. I like it. See, like I like that kind of stuff, and I've kind of opened myself to like slashers and everything like that. I think things that are more like psychologically scary or just like torture porn, that I can't. Like, I can't watch Saw. Saw's too much.
You can watch the first. No, actually, I don't. No, never mind. You can't watch any of them.
I mean, I remember kind of being scarred from Saw. I was like a young kid, and like I was watching cartoons in my room. I come downstairs to get like some chips from the pantry, and it was like Family Sunday. So they were all watching like a movie, and they're all like, their eyes are glued on the TV. I'm like, what are you guys watching? And I turn around, and it's like I just see these people like have like a bear trap attached to their head. I'm like, oh my God. And mind you, when I was this age, I was like a pure little snowflake, like barely anything violent, like beyond like whatever cartoon showed me. And so yeah, that was very alarming to me, and like my stomach actually hurt. I was so scared. And then like I just don't see, like I could kind of handle torture stuff in like a manga or a comic, but seeing it live is a bit different because like you
It's
can
actual
really
human
hear the
beings.
screaming and you see the blood oozing. Even though I just watched like two of the most goriest movies I've seen in my life recently, surprisingly on Tubi, being a Meatball Machine or Meatball. I always call it Meatball Meat Machine, but I think it's just Meatball Machine. It's like a Japanese horror tokusatsu movie that I watched for a video that hopefully is out by now. If it is not, I should just stop making videos.
Okay. All right. What was the other one? You said you watched two.
It was a duology.
Oh, it was a duology. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was just interesting.
Yeah, the second one was even more violent.
Yeah. That sounds like because like there's a. I don't know if you heard of it, Terrifier. Like the second.
Oh
movie.
yeah, that's I see that advertised a lot.
Yeah, Terrifier. Like it's on Tubi as well, and like the second movie goes ham on like gore. Like he skins a woman, and you see it happening. Like they showed the full scene. Like it's a lot. Yeah, and he like plays with their like insides. Like he plays like a toy. Like ugh.
Yeah, the Meatball Machine movies. It's basically like these aliens come to Earth and take over people's bodies and kind of turns them into these like flesh mechas called necroborgs.
Oh,
so they enter someone's body and like metal starts growing out of their body and everything. The aliens essentially take over their bodies, and the aliens do this not to like fight humanity. They're just fucked up and they do it for fun. So they start invading people's body and like they're attracted to people with negative thoughts. So they go to people like suicidal or really dark emotions, go into their bodies like, okay, I control you now. And I'm just going to kill members of my own species for fun. And in the second movie, they kind of turn into a battle royale kind of thing. Like they put like a giant bottle on a town and they're like, okay, we're just going to start, implanting ourselves into everyone. And whoever doesn't turn into a necroborg, the necroborgs will then use them as a fucked up weapon. Like I think someone like, because it has like the second one has more of a sense of dark comedy, where like they get like this head of this couple, like rip off their heads and like kind of turn their heads and necks into like a nunchucks.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll grab like bodies and turn them into like shields or something like that. It's like there's certain scenes in that movie where like all you see is red.
Oh,
like there's so much blood coming out.
I'm adding it right now. Meatball.
If you're into that kind of stuff, it's really fucked up. And the first movie's kind of depressing because again, it's like depressed people get their bodies taken over by some like fucked up aliens that really are just doing all this for sport.
Okay, so there's Meatball Machine 2005. I'm adding that to my list.
And then the sequel to Kodoku is like
what's it called?
It's called like it's Meatball Machine 2 Kudoku or something like that. But I should have a video on that by the time this video comes out should hopefully be out. But it's like
okay, I see. 2017. That was like a while later.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the logo is horrible. You can hardly tell it's Meatball.
Yeah, but it was a pretty interesting movie. Surprising amount of child death. In the second movie, any body part you can imagine gets like sliced off, including a dick. Which I'm surprised. Again, this is streaming free on Tubi, so I'm like, oh, okay. So like anyone can just go on here and see like the goriest movie ever made, practically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy ass movie. And then what else?
What is your favorite horror movie?
See, I'm not sure if it's much of a horror movie. I always default to Psycho Goreman.
It's not a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not really a horror movie.
No.
Gremlins? It's kind of a horror movie.
Kind of, yeah. But like,
I mean, it's just a movie I really like. So I'm not. I'm trying to think. Last Halloween, I did try watching more horror movies, but I watched like 4. I didn't get that much time because I was busy, but I watched like 4 movies. I watched The Fly, the Cronenberg remake.
Oh,
that was really good.
With Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Then I watched damn it, what's it called? The Necromancer?
Reanimator.
Yeah, the Reanimator. Yeah, I watched those two movies, which they were all right. I was expecting a little bit more special effects. And then I watched American Psycho. I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be more horror-esque, but very interesting movie.
I didn't like American Psycho. I was like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't.
Some
hated
parts of it kind of confused me, but I was pretty engaged with it.
Oh, okay. Not me. I don't know. I was like, I hate this guy. I want to stop watching.
Yeah, I was just very impressed with Christian Bale in that role. Because, like, I know he's a prestigious actor, but again, I don't watch that many movies, so I just mainly know him as Batman. So I'm like, oh, wow. Batman was a psychopath.
He's in Terminator as well.
Yeah, but I don't really... The movie was okay.
For me, my favorite horror movie of all time is Hereditary. It's so good. It's awesome.
That one I don't think I could handle.
Really?
I'm not sure. Like, that one might be too scary for me.
It's...
See, I'm more in like that slasher kind of like where it's still kind of cheesy and kind of funny.
Okay, I see.
When you go like straight up, like, yeah, I'm trying to scare the shit out of you. I'm like,
So then what about like Conjuring, Insidious? Like,
I watched Conjuring 2 in theaters because one of my friends forced me to it.
Oh, Conjuring 2, not even 1. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know. I told him. He's like, oh, it's not that important. I'm like, okay.
It's okay. I mean, I can see it's still better because like the main character is like you know they get whatever, right? Anyways, yeah. So like, what did you think of Conjuring 2? Yeah.
I don't really remember much about it. I just remember, I think one time I was anticipating a scary scene, so I was kind of like lifting my popcorn up a bit so I don't have to look at the screen. Then nothing happened. So as soon as I put my popcorn down, the scary jump scare happened. I'm like, God damn.
Oh, interesting. You would love Malignant, like a lot. Okay. Listen,
I've heard so many mixed things about that, like to the point where like because I remember someone was saying like it is the most interesting horror movie they've made in years. I'm like, why? It's like, I won't say because you have to watch it.
Trust me, it is. I won't tell you anything about it. I'm not going to tell you the premise. Just watch it blind. It is the best because I watched it blind. Even me, I heard different things from different people. So I'm like, what is this movie? And I watched it years later, right? Because I was like, okay, I'm not like, I just wasn't in the mood for it. But like when I was in the mood, I watched it. Okay, it's on Netflix. I'll just put it on, like see what this movie is about. Because I've heard 100 different things from different people. And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's so like it's so much fun. It's so interesting. Just watch it, please. And it's not. I can't. Just watch it. You'll love it. It has certain, not a lot, so but it has certain special effects in it that you will enjoy.
I see. Yeah, see, like that's the weird thing with horror. I've always like flirted with it, but I've never, because like with manga, I'm getting more into horror manga.
Yeah, but that's always like you like horror manga, but I would like horror movies.
Like if you look at all the things I'd like, you think I'm like some horror aficionado.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
I love learning about cryptids and everything, but like sometimes I listen to like
this guy must love roller coasters. Just go all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm like I'm okay with the roller coasters the little kids go on, but the one the big kids go on, I'm like nah. And then so you know how bad I am. Like I'm listening at work, like one of the podcasts I really listen to now called the Cryptonaut Podcast, where it's like three guys talking about cryptids and everything. Sometimes I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about one of the stories. I'm like, oh my god, what are the things outside? So that's like, so my mentality. I know it's stupid, and if you rationalize it, like, of course not. But it's just like, when I'm in the shower, I'm about to sleep, my brain just goes into hyperdrive where it's just like, just turn anything scary you just witnessed throughout the last 20 hours you're awake, or maybe not 20 hours, but like whatever. and just like try to scare the shit out of me before I go to sleep. And I'm just like, which is weird because like manga doesn't necessarily do that. I'm not sure if it's like the manga I've read, because I've read a couple Junji Ito and some
maybe it's the medium itself.
Kazuo
It's doing it differently because of like, you know, it's like it's trying to. It doesn't have all the accoutrement of like, you know, film, so it's like you're trying to maximize it on the page as much as possible. So I use different techniques.
Because like I've been creeped out by manga, but and like some panels do stick with me. I think we've talked about some of that in a previous podcast.
Well, you don't get shit scared.
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep and I'm like, oh, you know, that monster in Drifting Classroom is going to like, come out under my bed and like tear my face off. But you know, if I saw The Grudge as like around the same time, I'm like, yeah, you know, The Grudge is under my bed and it's going to do some sick shit.
Then what about actually, like the more horror elements of Chainsaw Man or something?
Dude, I fucking love it, man. Inject that shit into my... See, that's where I'm fucked up. Like, I don't get it. Berserk. It's like, yeah.
Well, yeah, Berserk, right. Berserk has a lot of, like, horrifying things. Yeah.
You know, comic book wise, I can't wait to get into, like, Hellblazer and Swamp Thing and all that. So it's just like...
I mean... They are technically horror, but even I doubt those are scary. I think that's just, again, more like creepy or like supernatural.
Yeah, exactly. See, I could handle that stuff.
Yeah. You would have to like read, I don't know, something like, I don't know, like Nailbiter or like something.
Which I do have on my list. Yeah,
Nailbiter, Something is Killing the Children. I haven't read these myself, but just know. Something is
killing. I was wondering about that. That one actually seems more like up my alley because it's like, oh, this girl has to go hunt down monsters. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like, so like, because like even Hellboy gets put into the horror category,
right?
So I'm like,
and I love.
I see why, I understand, but like, again, it's like, I would say it's horror superhero basically. So like the superhero part like kind of takes over.
Yeah, see, that's the Chainsaw Man. He is like a horror superhero.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Yeah,
you know, a horror battle shonen. So like, I'm fine when like the horror tag has other tags with it. If it's just only horror, I think maybe that's where I start. I see when it comes like I love Halloween, but I like the spooky Halloween, the spoopy, like, oh look, I like the vibes. I don't like serial killers and
I think we would like Trick or Treat a lot. Trick or Treat.
I saw that movie. I thought it was okay.
That is like drenched in Halloween like colors and like vibes.
Oh, I love the vibes are immaculate. The vibes of that movie, fantastic. The actual movie itself, I'm like, I kind of wish the storylines like were like a little bit better.
I thought you would ejaculate like Pumpkinhead or something. I don't know.
No. Actually, that's another movie I've been wanting to see, the Pumpkinhead movies.
Wait, there were more? I thought that was just it. That was just the one. I didn't know there were more. Holy shit.
No, there's a movie called Pumpkinhead.
Oh, there's a movie called Pumpkinhead. Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, it's like some monster that I think was a pumpkin or something. It turns into like some monster creature.
It's a film series. Okay.
Yeah. See, like this coming October, because like last October I watched like 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I watched the first 4, which I enjoyed.
I've only seen the first one. I need to watch the rest. Yeah.
And you know, those are loaded with like practical special effects.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. And then Freddy is kind of like a fucked up little guy. And, you know, it kind of brings some comedy and everything, so it's not as bad. I'm fine with that. You know, slashers are kind of cheesy, but like, yeah. Again, I'm just really weird. I've always kind of just like, you know, flirted with the genre, but I've never gone in super deep with it. Do kind of want to change that because there's a lot, obviously, I do kind of like about it, but at the same time, I don't want to lose sleep over it.
No, I'm the opposite. I'm like, let me lose sleep. Like, come on. Oh, then what about Aliens and Alien and like, I don't know, those?
I've only seen the first 2 Alien movies.
That's good enough. You don't need to see the rest, honestly.
Yeah, it's true. But then every now and then I'll see like a scene. I'm like, that looks kind of cool. See, I'm not sure it's worth it. Like I forgot. The other day I saw like a video of someone talking about RoboCop 2. I'm like, that kind of looks cool too. But
yeah, same. But I've heard so many bad things about 2 and 3. Like I don't know. Like, Alien 3 is kind of worth it. It has some interesting things in it. Alien 4 is horrible. Like, there's nothing redeemable about it. Alien 3, you can find some things.
And what were the prequels called? Like Prometheus?
Yeah, but like it's unsatisfying. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, like interesting but unsatisfying. Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's comics for that, and I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, there's omnibuses you can just buy. So like, go ahead.
Yeah, there's even like a beat 'em up game that looks kind of cool too.
There was one really good Alien game. I think Alien Isolation it was called or something. Like Dan Abnett wrote that. Who was also like a very prolific like science fiction writer. So like he. Yeah.
I've only played like the Aliens arcade game, like the light gun shooter.
Okay.
Which is that's the only Aliens game I played. In which you just like
no, this one is like puts you in the like you're in the ship alone. Everything's broken. There's xenomorphs everywhere.
Isolation. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's isolation.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Way to go. Original title, dumbass. I don't know why I'm mean to this guy for no reason, but yeah.
You're mean to yourself, kind of. I don't know.
It's the Halloween energy. I'm being possessed.
He actually wrote a comic book like Prometheus, Aliens, AVP, Predator. It just connects everything. Apparently,
wow.
it's like really, really good. So yeah.
Yeah, like also, yeah, that just reminds me. There's like still, like, you even talked about it in a previous episode. There's like a Mothman comic book.
Yeah, there is a Mothman comic book. Yeah, I was like, that's made for you. Yeah.
Which, don't worry, fellow cryptid fans. Next episode, I just didn't have time to research, but next week we're gonna talk about some cryptids from good old North America, both the United States and Canada.
And I'll just listen to it and make fun of it.
Also, like, I gotta admit, like, fucking Canadian cryptids need to step up their game. I went researching. My God, the amount of fucking, like, lake monsters they have in Canada is ridiculous. Like, anytime there's a huge body of water, monster. Which, I mean, I guess America's kind of like that too, but they're not all sea serpents. Like, we got like an octopus monster, we'll get like some kind of like frog man or some shit, or an alien or a robot creature. But fucking Canada, it's like sea serpent, werewolf. And then you got the Wendigo, but like Wendigo and devil apes, or like, I think that's an entire
North Wendigo, right. Yeah, because it shows up in X-Men. Like, they fight it.
I was waiting for you to bring that up. I'm like, this motherfucker.
I forgot.
Wolverine fought him one day.
Yeah, Wolverine fought him. Yeah. It's like,
that's what I was waiting for that. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll wait for the research. But yeah, the American cryptids have more drip.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that is one of ours, right? Yeah, it's like our Bigfoot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys also have... See, like, Bigfoot's almost universal. There's certain cryptids that, like, are kind of like a universal concept. Like, almost everyone has their version of a Bigfoot. Almost everyone has their version of a lake monster. And then mythologically, almost everyone has a dragon.
Interesting. Yeah, okay.
Alien-wise, aliens are a bit weird because, like, America has a lot of alien things, but also, like, South America, Japan has some alien stuff. Europe, I think, had a couple good cases, but yeah, I'm trying to think. It's not like you really heard much going on in the Middle East. I mean, I've heard ghost stories, but I've never heard of, like,
yeah, it doesn't have because I think maybe the country's so small and it's all desert. There's not a lot of, like, environments for, like, creepy shit to, like, a variety. Because, like, US and Canada have at least, like, huge countries, different, like, variety of, like, environments and stuff. So, like, a lot of creepy shit can happen. Like, a lot of things can
Just saying aliens are racist. Why didn't they come to Dubai? Calling you out, aliens, if you listen to this podcast.
Jeez. All right. Okay.
Other countries.
You're tempting fate, man.
Maybe I want to get invaded, man.
Oh my God! You want your butt probe, man?
No, not like that. Hey, there are some cases where they just want to have sex.
And you want that version? You want that alien lady to come?
Depending. Listen. Take me out to dinner first.
I mean, wasn't there a manga that you'd recommend?
There was, and that manga I would have killed to live that life. But because the husband was so loyal in that chapter. There was like a chapter this lady was trying to seduce him in his car, and he's like, "Get out of my car, put on your clothes." And she's like, "What?" She's like, "I have to get home to my wife. Get out." And I'm like, "My man, staying loyal for his alien wife. Let's go."
I read the manga. I don't remember that. Jeez, it's been so long. Man, I got a real problem retaining information over a long period of time.
I feel like that sometimes because like I remember sometimes you'll be reading or watching something like I've watched like a Common Rider or something like this. I'm like, yeah. I just remember when the guy did the cool backflip and kicked the guy. Where was it going with that? But yeah, I love listening to those kind of stories, especially in the sense most of the podcasts that I was listening to in the past have either ended or I caught up with. I've been trying to branch out, so I'm like, you know what? There should be a lot of like cryptozoology, alien podcasts. There's 3 I mainly listen to now: the Cryptonaut podcast. It's probably not aliens. And Believing in the Bizarre. Those are the main 3 I've listened to. Even though it's probably not aliens, debunks a lot of alien stuff, and it's just mostly making fun of these like ancient astronaut theorists and a lot of history lessons. A really good podcast. I think Hamza, you might know one of the co-hosts because one of them is the guy behind NerdSync.
Oh, that guy! Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Shit.
Yeah,
okay.
so he has a podcast where he debunks Agent Alien. Well, not really him. He's the guy that doesn't know anything, and then his co-host.
Oh, the co-host is the okay,
yeah.
So he's the straight man. Yeah,
he's kind of just there, being like, kind of slightly wanting to believe. He's like, "Oh man, why you gotta ruin that for me?"
Yeah. There are how many issues out right now? There are 2 issues out right now, but like you can see the covers for 3, 4, and 5 for Mothman. Yeah, and it says Frank Frazetta's Mothman. I don't know what they mean by Frank Frazetta's Mothman. Yeah.
Is he still alive?
No, he...
Oh.
Wait. Hold on. No, he's not alive. He passed away. But like, I think it's based on maybe his paintings, and they're making a whole story out of it.
Okay, because I only read one thing from him, which I think was like Jaguar God.
Yeah.
Or King.
Yeah. So it says like Frank Frazetta. Oh, they may be continuing it. I don't know. But like, so it's there. You can find it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably track that down. There's like, because like listening to a lot of these podcasts, I'm like, why isn't this like?
Yeah, why isn't this a comic book? Yeah.
Because I think Hellboy kind of gets into that zone later on. I haven't gotten into Hellboy yet, but like from what I've heard, it kind of goes in that direction. But I'm surprised we don't have more. I think the closest manga wise we've gotten is Don the Don Don.
Right. Yeah, you could say that. I'm pretty sure there is a manga title out there, but we just don't know it. Maybe it's not translated or something. Like there has to be something more than Don to Don Don.
Yeah.
Although maybe considering how popular it got done like very quickly, so that maybe there isn't much, and it's like a market that they haven't tapped into yet.
Yeah, honestly, because like there's so much yokai manga, which I get it. You know, that's your
cultural... that's Japan's thing.
Yeah, that's your cultural thing. But like, you know, it's okay to branch out a bit.
Yeah, the only one I'm aware of is Yokai Watch, which I don't know what that says about me.
Oh wow! I mean, I feel like if you watched Kaku Ranger, that's about yokai.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that. I showed. Yeah, good ninja season. Jiraiya, best boy.
Oh yeah, I love
the American ninja.
American dude, so good. It's a 10 out of 10 character.
We should do like, I don't know, an entire podcast episode, maybe dedicated to like a season of like Kamen Rider, Sentai, Ultraman. I don't know, like maybe.
Yeah, we could probably do that like at the back end. That way,
maybe at the back
we don't
end,
alienate too many people.
Yeah,
but yeah, maybe this is a good point to switch off to what I was going to get more into.
Right. Yes. Give me your spooky stories, which I'll do.
Yeah. Okay. We'll throw in some like spooky sound effects here, and there. Get ready for Falcon's spooky tales.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Spooky Punch now. Oh gosh, now I want the Halloween cereal.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if they have them in Canada, but in America, towards the Halloween season, there's like these 3 cereals that come out every year. It's like Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and like Frankenberry. Um,
Oh, okay.
it's
No,
just a shitty sugary cereal, but it helps bring in that Halloween spirit. Always grab a couple boxes during the Anyway, so yeah, grab your Count Choculas and your Boo Berries if you're in a country that has them, and come listen to my stories. So the first couple stories actually happened when I was younger. We're living in California. I guess the house we lived in was like haunted. I didn't think much about it because, again, as we've stated previously, when it comes to the supernatural stuff, I would probably be like Shaggy and Scooby Doo. Let's just say that if I was in a ghost hunting show, I would be the one like, Zoinks! I gotta get out of here, but let me fill up my stomach, man. That'd probably be me. Because I always, as a kid, I'm like, God, please don't make me see a ghost. I would really not like that. So, like, I never wanted to encounter a ghost. So, most of this stuff that happened in that house we lived in for a couple years, I found out way later. Even though I had my suspicions on certain things. But, like, in this house, my brother would be playing, like, with his toys, and then randomly he'd be, like, having a conversation with someone that's not there. He's like, yeah, there's this old guy that keeps on talking to me. We're like, what the fuck? Like, what old guy? There's like, which of course, if you have your younger brother, just being like, yeah, an old guy is talking to me. We're like, wait, what? Like, where? Because, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
But then, there's no one in the house. And he's like, yeah, and like, apparently he was like, yeah, let's play. And he was like, no, I don't want to play with you. Leave me alone. Having a whole conversation with that. He would describe the guy. And like, who is this? And then in our guest room, on days where like there was no one in that guest room, my mom would hear like someone snoring in there. And she's like, there's no one in that room who's snoring. So there's like a bunch of incidents like that. Again, I wasn't wary of most of this stuff at the time. The only one I was I knew about because like at the time my brother's room was right next to mine. They shared a room since they're twins. I guess that's just what happens. Unfortunately, if you're a twin, you just share a room for a good portion of your life. But they had like this monkey toy. Like this monkey with like Velcro on the hand, so it could kind of hang up everywhere. It's like a long arm monkey, and they claim that this thing attacked them in their sleep. That it was like hanging on their lamp. They were trying to go to sleep, and this thing just like
wait. This was when they were really young, or in the house?
They were like 5 years old when this happened.
Okay,
and they both to this day claim that this thing tried strangling them. To the point where we had to throw this thing away. Because it happened twice. So that freaked me out for a good portion of time. And I remember...
I'm going to be the buzzkill here, all right?
All right. All right. Your family's delusional. There was a gas leak. Diabetes.
So as far as that old guy talking to you, that was when they were older, right? In that old house in Vegas, right? That was the
California, but yes, the old
California.
House.
My bad. In America, right? But when they're older, like a little bit younger than where they are right now. Your brother was fucking with you. That's number one. Number two, your mom hearing the snoring, just the wind or the AC or a combination of both. All right, that's that. All right. Number three, the kids are dumb.
All right.
All right. That's
all right. So, going back to the curious oddities of Falcon's childhood that Hamza will cruelly destroy in a couple of minutes. He truly is the Darth Messiah of people's childhoods.
I am the skeptical Messiah. Yeah.
The skeptical Messiah. That could be your YouTube channel. Hey guys, it's the skeptical Messiah.
Yeah, like Shaheen will start a crypto channel, and my channel, the sole purpose is to debunk whatever Shaheen said. It's like, yeah, that's bullshit. A bunch of bullshit. It doesn't exist.
I'm like, listen, I like all this stuff. I don't necessarily believe 100%. Maybe like
Oh no, but like
2%. I'm like, that probably happened.
the first one.
I just like the imagination behind it.
Everybody has like the experience they can't explain, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm boring. I don't know. I haven't had them. Or I'm just too smart.
Maybe the ghosts are racist too, and they don't like being in Middle Eastern countries. Maybe now that you're in Canada, you might get some ghosts.
Oh,
the supernatural is racist. Well, it's actually no. If you go into a lot of alien theory, a lot of that turns into racism.
No, I've met other people like that have had experiences as especially in Muslim culture. There's things known as jinn, which are people.
Oh yeah, I remember one of our friends said they saw someone that got
same
possessed.
thing. I've heard it's not ghosts. Like people have told me I experienced this jinn or that jinn. I'm like, okay, all right. And even once the most annoyed I was that. So this was this was many years ago. During what's that? Haunting of Hill House or whatever that. What was that show? Haunted Hill.
Oh, that thing that Netflix everyone was talking about nonstop. The House on the Haunted Hill.
No. The Haunting of Hill House. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great director. Love his work. All the shows he made on Netflix are amazing. You should watch them. And his movies are also really good. Guy knows how to make a horror movie. Mike Flanagan, I believe his name is. Yeah. So it was coming out. Everybody was talking about it. I hadn't seen it at that time. My plan was to watch it. Just didn't find the time. But everybody else just I've realized a lot of normies just anything new on Netflix, they'll give it a shot. I don't know why, but apparently that's the case. I am more selective. I wait for things to A, finish, and B, get the reviews on. Is it good? Is it not? If I'm the people I trust, not random reviews.
Right.
Yeah. And so they're like, oh my god, I think, and everybody started comparing their weird horror jinn stories to that, and then I'm like, come on, fuck, whatever. They're like, oh wow, what you don't believe? You don't think a haunting like that could happen? I'm like, oh no, of course not. What the fuck is the matter with you? I didn't say that obviously, but in my head,
I was like, jeez.
I'm like, no, it's a haunting like that will never happen. Come on, it's a TV show. They're like, oh okay, well, it's you're the then this is what I hated this. I didn't say anything at the time, but I wish I did. You're the exact type of person who would get haunted like that. Yeah, just to just so I guess the jinns or the ghosts could prove a point to me. This fucking guy doesn't believe that.
And maybe they're still waiting for you. They're like, all right, you won't play like that. We're gonna play the long game. When you least expect it. You're gonna be in the shower, minding your own business. You're gonna see a big dark shadow. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, okay, sure, whatever.
And then you're going to wish you listened to everyone, and
That sounds like a movie, to be honest. A guy does not believe at all, and then something.
I'm pretty sure there's dozens of movies like that.
Yeah. I mean, Han Solo kind of went through it, but not in a horror way, but just in a action adventure Star Wars way. Yeah.
I see. I was wondering where you were going with that. Is there something I don't know about Star Wars?
At the beginning, he's the Jedi doesn't exist. The Force is stupid, hokey religions. And then, in Episode 7, he's like, it's true. Oh, it's true.
He found the Force.
He found... yeah.
Right.
He believes in the Force. I don't know if he's found
the Force. Is a religion?
No, the people who... he didn't believe in the Force either, but the people who believe in the Force, Jedi, that whole it's a religion technically.
I see.
Yeah, because again, if people who are not sensitive of the Force and who haven't seen the Jedi, he hasn't in his.
So Jedi is religious crusaders in a sense, or
some. I thought of them as prophets, to be honest, in a way. See. Both the Sith and the Jedi, but the Sith are the evil side, and the Jedi are the good side.
Because I always wondered that, because I remember in Rogue One, the guy's one with the Force, or whatever Jet Li's character was saying.
Yeah, you could put prophets, priests, whatever religious emblem you want to put on them, you can think of them as that. That's why I always thought of them like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, in that house, we had a couple more minor ghost experiences. Sometimes I remember I'd be walking down the stairs because I have always just have a habit of waking up in the morning and just watching TV and breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're like a child. I gotta watch my Saturday morning cartoons, man.
No, see, I always, for some reason, just wake up at 5 a.m. for
Really?
some reason.
I would love to live that life. I cannot. I wake up at like 9, 10, 11, like around there. Yeah.
No, I'll be waking up at like 5 a.m. I come down, make my breakfast. See, because I like having a little time in the morning before, school or work or something like that. That's just me. That's like, because there's something, I'm weird because, like, yeah, of course I could stay up late and be the only one awake late at night, but that doesn't feel special. I feel like this, like, oh, I should go to sleep. Well, wake up early.
I'm the late night guy. I'm like, I'll stay up. Unless I've worked the next day or whatever. But like, if I don't, I stay up. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the early bird who catches the worm. And like sometimes, like every time, not every time, but like sometimes I'm like coming down the stairs. In the corner of my eyes, I always felt like I saw someone in white just like crouching in the living room. And I would always try ignoring it, but like the more and more I learned about all these horror occurrences that happened in that house, I'm like, maybe this did happen. But for the most part, once we left that house, I was pretty horror free for the most part. Not that much shit. But then I worked at a haunted hotel. Yeah, I thought I told you, like, my first job, I worked in a, like, extremely haunted hotel.
I don't know. Okay, maybe it'll come back to me when you start explaining the story. Okay.
It was my first job in San Diego was, like, the hotel with, like, 100+ years of history.
Oh, okay.
And they have a famous ghost over there that, like, killed herself on the property way back in the day. I think like her husband cheated on her, so she shot herself. But like, that's one story because apparently when they found her body, normally when you shoot yourself, you go for your temple, but like the bullet hole was like in the back of her head, so someone assumes like she was murdered. So like no one really knows. And there's like lots of other ghost stories because like during one of the world wars, a lot of veterans went over there and most of them didn't leave. And then also an employee, like a chef, killed another chef after an argument. So there's been some deaths, and like we've had haunted tours, but the main ghost was the lady that killed herself. Her name was Kate. And so apparently when you see her, it's like a woman dressed in black, black dress, black hat. And a lot of people claim to have experienced her in the retail stores because the hotel I was in had like 10 different retail outlets, and almost every outlet had like a paranormal experience where like something would fly across the room or the lights would flicker on and off randomly when talking about her or some shit like that. Now, I didn't necessarily believe it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, if this did happen, I'm kind of like, God, please, I don't want to see the ghost, because if I do have an experience with a ghost, I'm not showing back to work. I'm just going to leave the shift. I'm not even going to care. And I had like certain parts of the Quran in my back pocket on my phone where I'm like, I'm going to recite the shit out of it. And you're being exercised. I don't care if you're a tourist attraction, Kate, you're a 100+ ghost, seek ghost therapy, get over it, go to the other side.
Seek ghost therapy.
I think a lot of ghosts need ghost therapy because a lot of them are like, oh, I have, business on this realm, so I can't cross over. I'm like, get help. Stop haunting me. That needs to be a manga where like Exorcist is like.
So you were in a hotel with hundreds of history with all this thing happened, but nothing happened to you specifically, right?
Something did happen to me.
Oh, something did happen to you. Okay, because I was like, this is very easy to debunk. It's just a bunch of bullshit stories for tourists.
Well, no, see, some of them were from my coworkers. And apparently one of them is like, we had like annual ornaments at this hotel, which, the people would go to great limits to get those ornaments. Like people were literally stealing them off the Christmas tree in the lobby. People love that fucking hotel. A little too much. I'm like, calm the fuck down. Hotel does not love you back. We just want your money. Because they saw like ornaments just like lift up in the air and like fall on the ground. So, anyways, I'm not sure if it was this particular ghost because, like, even if like I wasn't like believing the ghost, some parts of the hotel, like where the guests didn't stay, were kind of creepy. Like when, like for the main retail stores, we had to go into like we had a back closet, but a majority of the supplies and merchandise were like in the lower levels and like these tunnels that again 100+ years old. These tunnels have history and they kind of go through these tunnels and hallways until you get into the merch room, which is like was really like a makeshift room. It's just a giant room with like a couple of like shelves put in place, and we just stacked up a bunch of like sundries and clothes and merchandise in them. And when you go in them, it's like super quiet, like deathly quiet. And I was in there one time. No one's in there. I'm just trying to find an extra large, like, pink sweater for someone because we didn't have it upstairs. And, like, I don't know, like, how, but like, it felt like inside of my ear, someone said my name.
Okay.
I was just like, and it was like directly in my left ear. I just felt like someone being like, Shaheen. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I kind of got freaked out, started praying. I'm like, nope. Went upstairs. Did you find the sweater? Sorry, ma'am. Nope. No sweater. Realistically, I probably didn't even really look for it, but I'm like, I'm not handling that. But yeah, that was probably the most supernatural experience I had. But for the most part, I mean, I know my parents have experienced kind of more scarier in the past. I don't remember them that clearly. I remember my mom one time said she felt someone pushing against her back when she was driving, when she was the only one in the car. Which apparently that saved her from getting into a car accident.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, so she believed it was probably her uncle who recently passed away trying to save her. But yeah, that's most of my paranormal experiences. I unfortunately haven't had any alien or Bigfoot encounters.
Those are the ones you want.
See, like aliens, maybe. Bigfoot, I'd be kind of scared because, like,
oh, really?
Because a lot of Bigfoot encounters is like, yeah, if Bigfoot notices that you're looking at him, he wants to fucking murder you.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, like I don't know how friendly Bigfoot is. I'd be, if he was a cool guy, I wouldn't mind having a little afternoon chat with Bigfoot if he could talk. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be more interested in an alien experience. Because like some people have had positive experience with aliens, but then they get freaked out because it's an alien. So then they ruin the whole experience, and the alien disappears.
Oh, I see. So that's the reason why. Okay.
Yeah. So like, see, now that I've been exposed to a lot of media, it's prepared me for an alien encounter. So,
so you wouldn't freak out if you saw an alien. You'd be like, "Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, you're cool. Look at that character design."
He excuse me if he spoke English. Excuse me.
How do you feel about interspecies?
No. I'll be an asshole. So like, hey, have you been to Krypton? Superman.
Well, he's like, in fact, I have.
And I was like, what? Oh.
Who do you think they got the idea from, Hamza?
Oh,
I didn't tell you my name. I know.
Man, you really X-Files is just waiting for you to like be watched.
I know. If only it was an anime. No.
It's got real people in it. I don't like.
It's got real people. Yeah, it's got real people. No one henshins. No one turns into a giant alien.
No one henshins. Okay.
Mulder and Scully don't like combine and transform into a hero.
Jeez. What else would you love? You would love X-Files.
See, like there's a couple shows. There's like that. Then there's like a lot of anthology horror shows, like Tales from the Dark Side, Tales of the Crypt.
I saw Del Toro's what it called, that something cabinet. That was really nice.
Yeah, Cabinet Curiosities.
Cabinet Curiosities. That's the one. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I do like horror anthology shows, even though admittedly the ones I like are like on the kiddie side. You know, like Don't Be like Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps.
Yeah, there are a lot of horror
Hour.
anthologies as well. They're like in black and white with amazing art, like creepy, eerie. Tales of the Crypt started as a comic book, so like there's that Vault of Horrors. Vampirella, like she's now turned her own like superhero vampire character, but like her book in the 70s was a horror anthology book. Like you get one Vampirella story, and the rest are all like horror stories.
Okay, I'm so curious of Vampirella because every time I look at it, I'm like, so is this like
cool.
a sex book or like is it?
No, it's weird. Okay, so I've read some of Vampirella. I read the 70s stuff and some of the 80s, 90s, 2000s stuff, right? Because there's a series called like the Vampirella Master Series, where like a lot of high-profile people have worked on her, like Mark Miller, Grant Morrison, Alan Moore. They've made stories for her. Like,
wow,
a lot of big characters. Yeah, it's called the Vampirella Master Series. That they just cherry pick different stories throughout her history, more modern history and like showcase those stories. But I checked out one of her 70s stories, right? And it's just supernatural adventures. It's like, all right, there's this big monster that they got to fight now. Vampirella fights her, and that's it. Like it's like no one commentates on her outfit. They don't overly sexualize. I mean, there are some beautiful panels, and she's illustrated obviously very beautifully. But again, like it's not. I wouldn't call it like sexual. I would call it beautiful. Honestly, like, oh my god, this is like beautiful work of art. Like where you would say like you would see a painting with like a naked woman on it, but like it's like, oh no, this is beautiful. It's not really sexualizing, like kind of like that, like an old French painting, whatever.
Right. Well, unless you're like a 12-year-old or like, oh, titties.
Yeah, but like if you're an adult, it's like I've seen much more graphic than
this. I mean, there's moments where it's just art. It's not meant to like be erotic, format for actual human beauty.
Yeah, and then but then you read some of the 80s, 90s stuff, and it's like they definitely play into it. Like literally, one of them opens up with a couple having sex in a cemetery, and then like Vampirella makes a sexual innuendo, or she like walks into a bar and there immediately a bunch of who's like, oh, look at her, and then she beats the shit out of all of them, and it's like, okay. All right, weird. The
Some
70s
of them were
one
into it.
It's so weird because like the 70s one is just so straightforward and matter of fact. At least the one I didn't read all of it. Obviously, I did just the few that not few, like a handful that I read. Very straightforward. It's just a supernatural monster story, like really. And then like when you get to the later ones, they really play into like the sexiness. I'm like, okay, that's weird, interesting. Have we regressed? Have we progressed? I don't know. Yeah,
because like Vampirella, Red Sonja, and then like I think there's like this other one like Betty something. Like,
I know Barbarella.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like those three, I'm just like.
Yeah. There's also Dejah Thoris.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that one before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, those three I just see. I'm like, have you just gone by from being sexy, or like, is there actual like stories to be told with you guys?
I mean, the fact that the characters lasted this long, and the fact that they've had genuine creators, like Red Sonja had Gail Simone do a whole.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And Vampirella, I mean, I've dropped so many names. Like Christopher Priest is writing the current Vampirella run. So like they've had genuine creators on it. So I'm assuming there's something. Also, like the fact that characters lasted this long means okay, well, the fact that it still has legs like means something. Like, okay, there has to be good stories. And trust me, the ones I read, it's done by a classic creator, Archie Goodwin. Like he wrote a lot of early Marvel and DC stuff. I think artwork's beautiful. The covers, my god, the covers are amazing. I mean, you've seen them. Like even the modern ones and the classic ones are like beautiful. And then what else there? Like Red Sonja has had a lot of good creators as well. Like Gail Simone is one of them, and like for her, that's straight up like she comes from the Conan the Barbarian's universe. So yeah, like yeah. So like yeah, I know. Like I think there is something. Granted, I've not dived into that part the same way I've not dived into like the male part, because Dynamite has a lot of like Dynamite has like Vampirella, Red Sonja, all of those. They also have like classic like pulp characters like Green Hornet, the Shadow, Lone Ranger. They also have, and also like so like that I haven't. They have one called the Spider.
Oh.
Yeah, not Spider-Man, because every time I search the Spider, they give me Spider-Man books. No, I'm looking. I have to put Spider Dynamite comics, then it shows up. Yeah, yeah. Again, like an old school pop character, like with guns and shit. Like yeah, so yeah, I want to. That's something I want to dive into one day. Yeah.
Does he climb walls?
I haven't read it, but like it just looks like a guy in a suit and a hat, but like a spider face mask. Like it has webs on it and shit. And like
I can't imagine a spider mask that does not look like Spider-Man.
But Spider-Man. I mean, you can find it. Just look up the Spider Dynamite comics. You'll see his outfit.
All right, let me.
And he has like a cape thing that like also has the same like webbing, on it. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see it? Like he's in a suit and like
this just looks like Spider-Man Noir.
Spider-Man Noir is a different costume, I can assure you. But like it's like
if I didn't know any better, I would just think this is an alternate costume to Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, so like I really want to read this. It looks cool, and there's a crossover that Alex Ross wrote, and you can see one of the covers there. Like he did a full crossover between like the Shadow, the Spider, Green Hornet, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Huh.
And the history of the characters is interesting because these characters are old. So like, they go back to like the 30s, 40s, 50s and stuff. And so like, yeah.
Yeah, they're the old ass superhero.
Well, they're old. These were the superheroes before we got our current DC and Marvel superheroes.
Yeah, I mean, like Batman was inspired by Zorro, right?
Yeah, Batman was inspired by Zorro. Yeah, Zorro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that was the movie that like killed his parents or something.
Yeah, they went to watch Zorro. They walked out. Depending on which version, they walked out when he was scared, or they walked out like, no. In the comic books version, he wasn't scared. He was all into it, like, oh fuck yeah, Zorro, come on. And then they get out. For some reason, I don't know why this rich family decides to walk in the alleyway of all places. And then they get shot. Yeah.
Wasn't it like it was a shortcut? Like, was it called Crime Alley back then, or was Crime Alley after
that? I am not sure of.
Because if it was Crime Alley before they got murdered,
then they're just dumb.
Yeah, maybe they deserve the bullet to the head.
Don't say that to Bruce. He'll I don't know what he will do to you. Yeah.
You know what I would do in that situation?
Mm-hmm.
Superman. Just save me. Batman's gone nuts.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's interesting. It's an interesting like group of comics that I haven't dived into, but I want to dive into. Yeah. Also, there's a lot of horror comics that I really want to read, like Harrow County, Something is Killing Children, Nailbiter.
Isn't Ice Cream Man like one of them too?
Ice Cream Man, that's in horror anthology. There's also like Silver Coin, that's a more recent one. That's also horror anthology.
Stray Dogs, I think, was another one.
I read Stray Dogs. Stray Dogs it's not an easy read because like a lot of, but like it is like I know. Do you want me to do the premise of Stray Dogs?
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, these dogs get adopted by a serial killer, and they don't know he's a serial killer. And then slowly over the course of the book, you realize, oh my god, he's a serial killer. Yeah. Not of dogs, of people. He just like murders the people, then adopts the dog.
Oh, okay. Because like you hear some serial killers where like they start off with animals and then they move on to humans.
I mean, it also goes into the psychology of dogs. Because the way it starts is that like this dog gets into this guy's house, and there's an explanation at the beginning of like, okay, well, how do dogs' memories work? and it's like their memories change all the time. Like they don't have a long term like memory. Like they need constant like recognition, right? So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the premise that the book says, right? I don't know anything about dogs. And so like when she's there, she remembers like this is not my owner, this is not my house, but she can't remember her original owner's face, right? And she can't remember the events of like why she's here. And the other dogs are like, no, he's our master. He's always been our master. Like, what are you talking about? But like she's like, no, something's not right. And so over the course, she like slowly discovers that like, oh my god, this guy killed my owner, and then like killed all of the dog's owners and stuff like that, and then they have to escape. So yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Really good book. Really good. It really stood out. Yeah, Stray Dogs was really, really good.
Yeah. See, I've been meaning. There's just so much to read, watch, and get into, and like that's the thing with X-Files, because I'm like, maybe I should watch it. And it's like an episode's like an hour long. Like,
and you're like, nah.
I need read an entire volume of a comic in that time.
I need 20-minute intervals, please.
Dude, I don't know why America TV is always like an hour long. I'm just like, what is wrong with 30? That's what like that. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why.
It's 40.
What
minutes.
We Do in the Shadows is
it's 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes of like content, 20 minutes of commercials. So that's why it's like you get the whole hour.
I guess, but I'm like, man, What We Do in Shadows is like 30 minutes an episode.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of comedy in America is like all the sitcoms are like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. We need action shows and crime shows to be 30 minutes.
Then you'll start watching
these hours.
Before that, nah. Yeah. Stranger Things also, like, one of their episodes like 2.5 hours. Like, you just made
I remember that. I was just like, and because I watch it with my family. They really wanted to see it. Like, I think I was tired that day, but I felt bad, like, because I know they really wanted to see the episode. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch the episode and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, it's the episode that's a fucking movie. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, everyone will be like, it's still like it has a label, episode whatever. So it's like 2.5 hours. Okay. Wait, like, how long was Cobra Kai? Like each episode?
In the beginning, back when it was like a YouTube premium thing, because that's how it started, and then Netflix picked it up. I could have sworn it was 30 minutes. And then the newest seasons, because I watched like the first 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think like later on it got into the 40-minute, hour-long range. But then my brother was watching the newest season, and he paused it because like he watched it. That was another thing. My family started watching it without me. So fine, fuck you, and fuck the show. I think they paused, and like an episode was like an hour 20. And I'm like, this is a movie. Because like the thing I don't get is like, now what is the difference between? I mean, obviously it's like, I guess, storytelling, but like then you have Marvel, which everything is kind of supposed to connect together. So it's like, is Marvel a TV show at this point? Is it just a giant TV show we flocked to the theaters to go see?
I mean, that's how I felt about it for a long time. Like, oh, this is just, especially when they're in that like machine zone. Like, just before Endgame, like I know Black Widow, Captain Marvel, like, it's like, oh, okay, this is the next episode of the Marvel Universe TV show.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, now we have the TV shows themselves.
Yeah.
And apparently they're planning on a soft reboot.
Who knows? With the writer's strike, God knows what's going to happen. So, like,
I mean, who knows about that? And then, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because, like,
if you're hearing this, who knows? It might be over, and we have news. So, like, God knows, because this is going to.
Yeah, hopefully it goes well for the writers and actors. I think they also tried doing something with the special effects artists, which they definitely deserve.
If there's anybody who got fucked over more than anyone, I'm pretty sure it's the special effects people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like power scale like. Like
people's misery,
mistreatment, but I really do feel like special effects artists, especially now, get it the worst.
Worst.
Because so many movies these days, as we discussed in previous podcasts, are essentially animated movies. Like, I think there was a shot of like that Secret Invasion show where like Nick Fury wasn't even holding a real gun. The gun was green screen. He was just holding like a stick. But like, we're getting to the point where like the most basic props are CG'd. So I'm like,
but
and we're just overworking these guys.
Well, is it? I'm pretty sure prop guns are cheap. Are they that expensive that like we'll just CGI them?
I mean, right now I feel it's like if something could be faked, they'll just do it.
But like, okay, no, it's still fake. Like, he's not going to hold a real gun on set. But like, we've been doing fake guns for how long? I thought like, okay, this is like
exactly
this. Okay.
And it's not like it was like an alien gun or something. It was like a handgun.
Yeah, it's like if it was an alien gun, fine, I get it. It has to be weird, and you have to make that in computer side. But like, just a regular pistol, like what the hell? Okay.
Yeah. So like, I'm just like we're so many movies. Like I forgot there was like a trailer for like the Star Wars thing, and I'm like, this almost doesn't need to be in live action. It could just be an animated show.
But the West doesn't care about animation. So that's the world we live in.
Well, yeah, because I remember someone said that in the comments, and I scrolled down, and it's like, but why would I watch a cartoon? I'm like, you're essentially watching a cartoon. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're literally watching a cartoon with extra steps.
Also, okay, how is the One Piece live action show?
It has not come out yet. As of this recording in August 26th. So I don't know.
When does it come out? I thought it already came out.
Honestly, I don't even know when it comes out. I've been seeing all the trailers, but like, I guess I don't stick around for when it's. I know it's soon. It'll probably be out by the time this podcast is out. So
either way, it's the point. My point still stands. Like, that's gonna be like, because that is such a cartoony, exaggerated world. Like, how the hell are you going to pull it off in live action?
And again, like, even if it's the greatest thing, like,
it'll never be as good as the manga. I mean, we've talked about this. It's never.
Yeah, but like, even if like, no, even besides comparing to the manga, let's say it's like the best adaptation ever. It sets the bar for anime live action adaptations. That's it. Like, we're not going to get more. We might get a season 2, maybe.
Oh, like, wasn't this supposed to be like their Game of Thrones, like 10th season long?
Well, I know they've thrown Game of Thrones money at it, but I'm not sure if they're going to give it the Game of Thrones like multi-seasonal treatment, especially since Netflix just drops the axe harder than Shonen Jump these days. So it's like I don't know. Like, like the production, because like now you're going to have to do all this money you just run at this show. You're going to have to do multiple seasons. These actors are going to be aging. So like, I don't know how long you could do this. Or you're definitely going to have to, like, after Luffy defeats Crocodile, he finds the One Piece. Like,
wow, that very sure. Wasn't it supposed to end after Alabasta?
I heard something like that, but when it comes to like Jump mangaka saying something in the Western world,
there's a lot of things.
There's so much BS surrounding Dragon Ball that anytime someone says something, I'm like, I need a citation.
Where did he say it? I want to check it myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I need someone that actually speaks Japanese to verify this, that, Toriyama, Oda, whoever said this in an interview, because, like, there's so much, even if it's tokusatsu, there's so much bullshit that gets thrown around that, like, is believed by fact, and I've fallen prey to this, and I think it's even infected some of my videos.
Which ones? Like, what stuff?
I'm pretty sure some of my introduction videos with, like, Gavon being like an inspiration for RoboCop. That's not true. Or
really?
I don't think culturally it's even possible for them to have seen each other.
Oh, I thought. Interesting. Okay.
Well, I think that's one of them, and or like let me see. Oh yeah, another one, because apparently I saw a video, but then again, I'm not sure. like with Super Sentai. Like apparently Super Sentai wasn't called Super Sentai until the Marvel crossover with
No, it was always called that, wasn't it? Right.
Apparently there were some people saying like no, there were first a couple Super Sentai technically weren't part of the Super Sentai series.
I know.
Or some shit that came in later. They were retroactively fitted into Super
Oh,
Sentai.
retroactively. Okay. I mean, like, it's because some of them are like, what, it's like Battle Fever J. Like, that doesn't have Super Sentai anywhere on it. So, like, I don't know. Maybe that's.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of this shit goes up in the air. So, like, I really. Because I remember I heard apparently Oda wanted to finish One Piece around Alabasta. Even though I don't know how that's possible. There's nothing about Alabasta that suggests this is the final arc. It's a really good arc, but I'm like, there's no way where I'm just
it's the arc that made me fall in love with One Piece. But
same,
even me, again, same thing. Like, you're like, I don't know. You haven't set anything up at that point. We're still in the like he's getting his crew together, and like we set up some mysteries, but not a lot, and like. I don't know, it's just way too short knowing what comes after.
Yeah, exactly. We just get introduced to Ace in that arc, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, right, yeah, we do, exactly.
Ace is introduced, you know, Luffy barely has all the crew that he said he wanted to go get. Like, he doesn't have a musician.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't even have... No, he has Chopper by that point. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he has Chopper.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a musician, which is something he said in the beginning that he wanted to have on the crew.
My favorite fight from that was Usopp and Chopper running away from those guys. This is such a cartoony fight.
One Piece is very cartoony.
Also, if Usopp does not have long nose in live action,
he doesn't.
Oh, he does? Oh, well, fuck that.
Yeah, you've seen him in the trailer. He doesn't have a long nose. I
didn't see Usopp in the trailer. Okay, never mind. Okay,
he comes out in the second trailer. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay. I didn't see the second trailer. Okay, then it's a failure. It's like you're not going to give my man.
Kind of breaks the lore because I think part of the reason why Usopp is such a good sniper. Yeah, he aims with his nose. So I don't know how he's a good sniper now. Maybe he aims with his dick. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, like. We have people in real life who are good at archery and like sniping without a giant nose or something.
Yeah, but that's the reason why Usopp is good at sniping.
Usopp is my favorite character, so it's like I'm very invested in his development. So.
But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, hopefully, because I think by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out. I probably have watched one episode. If not, I have seen someone talk about the series. So I'm hoping it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously I don't want something One Piece related to be bad, but I don't know. It's just like Hollywood. There are good anime to adapt to live action. I just don't know why you don't choose those.
That is a good. That's a really good. What would you like to see adapted into live action?
Hellsing, which there's been saying is in the works for the longest time. Hellsing, perfect. We've done Blade. Now do Blade with guns.
Doesn't Blade technically
did have guns.
But Blade did. Yeah, exactly. He does have guns. Yes.
But his main thing is guns.
Yeah, his main thing is those, in particular, long ass pistol guns they can make like an upside down cross with. Yeah.
Yes, Hellsing, perfect. Gunsmith Cats, it's practically set up for you.
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is literally right there. Trigun, I think, could make for an interesting adaptation. Black Butler, I think, could make for an interesting.
Wait, really?
What? I think it could.
Is it?
Like,
is there action in Black
Butler? Yeah, it has some action.
Really?
There's like
I thought
a
it
murder
was just
mystery
full-on
aspect
romance.
to it. No. It's like a murder mystery kind of thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I haven't read Black Butler since like high school, and the series went on hiatus, even though I think the author said someone was telling me that the author already let out the ending, even though I don't know if I could trust that guy, because that guy apparently has stated that he has seen every single anime, which is not possible.
Why?
That is physically not possible to have seen every anime.
Why even? That's such a weird thing to make a lie about.
If you remember back from our anime club episode, this is the guy that I did not like. in that anime club. But apparently,
you didn't like a lot of people. That doesn't narrow it down.
No, okay. Don't make me sound like a hater. I do like it.
No, but there was a group of people you liked, and there was a group of people you didn't like. That's what I know.
Okay, this is the main guy I didn't like that no one liked.
Oh,
the one that caused a lot. The one that was into Lupin and Kamen Rider. I'm like, damn it, we could have been friends in another world.
That guy. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
That guy. He claimed, apparently, on top of having a very good IQ, he claimed
like an asshole.
He is. He is the anime asshole. He is the anime rival. Where I would punch him in the face and be like, in another world we could have been friends. Unfortunately, it has to end like this. And like I rider kick him and he explodes, or some shit like that. Or maybe he does become my friend at the end after I punch him enough times. Who knows? Unfortunately,
or the Forza Dragon Ball Z ride.
Yeah.
Just punch him and you'll become his friend.
Yeah, I punch him and then I give him a Senzu bean. He's like, "Wow, I expected you to kill me." I'm like, "No, you're a good rival." Anyway, so yeah, he claimed to have seen every anime, which is bullshit. No one can do that. There's no one. I'm pretty sure he doesn't speak Japanese, so he's definitely a Nazi because there's so much anime that has just never been translated or have full subs for.
Yeah.
2, there's just so much anime out there that you cannot do that. You would die before you even pass if you watch anime from the beginning, I guarantee you by the time you get to the 90s, you're done. You're either burnt out or you never want to see anything again for the rest of your life.
Oh, you're on your deathbed by that.
You're on your deathbed.
Yeah.
Especially if you start from the beginning. And there's some anime that I'm pretty sure are just lost to time because it was before they could properly preserve their shit.
Yeah.
The war propaganda days of anime.
That is, why even make that claim? No one expects you to.
That guy just really wanted attention.
He might as well say, "Oh, I can fly." He might as well just say that at that point.
Yeah, that guy just really wanted attention from people, but I don't know what you gain by saying that, because there's such a that's like saying I've read every Marvel comic book. It's like, get the fuck out of here. No,
yeah, exactly. Hardcore Marvel fans haven't even read all of Marvel.
I bet the people that work in Marvel haven't even read all of the Marvel comic books.
People that work in Marvel. Yeah, exactly. So what the hell?
Stan Lee could barely remember people's names in between issues of the series he created. So no, get the fuck out of here.
Jeez. Okay, that's so weird. What a weird thing to make a statement about. I've seen everything.
Truly the most horrifying thing of this podcast. People lying. Don't lie, kids. Only speak the truth.
Mr.FalconPunch approves dismissed.
I only endorse the truth.
And justice and the American way.
Yeah. The truth, justice, and the American way, baby.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with it.
Oh my god. Is there what horror manga would you like to see adapted into an anime? Or do you think it shouldn't be? Because there's not a lot of good horror anime, to be honest.
That is true, but I'm hoping the Uzumaki, because it keeps being getting delayed, but the Uzumaki anime looks like that could shape up into something, even though it is being heavily invested by Adult Swim, and they don't have the greatest track record of anime that they invest in, because all the Fooly Cooly sequels, that's because of them.
But Space Dandy, what about that?
I forget how much of a handle they had on that. Because I think that was also just... Because I think Adult Swim got it, because, it's a Shinichiro Watanabe anime, so of course, even though I think he produced it, he didn't really direct it. But, that duo has hand-in-hand with Adult Swim. But then I think Big O's second season was an Adult Swim thing, and I've heard Big O season 2 is not as good as season 1. What was the other anime?
Big O is getting a season 2.
No, it already did. It already did.
Oh, you did? Oh, my God. I thought it was only one season.
2. Yeah,
High Dive better have Big O season 2.
They do not have season 2, which pissed me off. They only have season 1. Season 2 is not streaming anywhere.
Why?
I don't know. I really wanted to watch Big O, and then I went to High Dive. It's we do not have season 2. I'm like, why not? And it's season 2 streaming nowhere. I'm like, oh, okay. That's a weird choice.
That is so weird. Okay. Or is it a case of I mean, Attack on Titan changed seasons. They still put it on Crunch. I don't. Okay, whatever. I don't. Change studios. My bad. Not change.
Yeah,
studios.
I don't know.
One Punch Man.
I'm trying to think what else.
Studios.
Adult Swim has like. I think it was like that anime, like Princess Fina or Pirate Princess Fina or something, which apparently was really good, and then it ended badly. There was some other supernatural anime that they did, like something Apartment C or Complex C, that like no one talked about, so I don't even know if it's good or not. Actually, I wonder if I could probably type that in and be like Adult Swim anime. I wonder if that brings up anything.
But yeah, I was talking about like what manga do you want to see adapted into anime, like horror manga specifically? Do you want what's that 13? Do you want that adapted?
Oh god, 13 would be nuts. Like that. It'd be great. I'd be very curious, but I'm trying to think, because I think Kazuo Umezu's had a couple anime adaptations that I heard were all right. Trying to think the straight up horror manga I've read, because like Junji Ito hasn't had the greatest track record, which is why
Drifting
Uzumaki
Classroom.
Is like,
would you like that to be in anime form?
I mean, I guess it would be interesting, but like it would. I almost feel like for like a lot of Kazuo Umezu, it would have to be kind of like JoJo in the sense where it's kind of limited animation, trying to stay true to the manga. Because of like the faces and all that with his horror. I don't know. It really depends, because especially with how clean a lot of modern day anime is. Because of Kazuo Umezu, like I kind of got to be like a little gritty and dirty, not too bright. Trying to think. I don't know, because I haven't read that much horror manga. I want Dawn to get an anime, but like
that'll. I think that's like confirmed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll happen. That'll be happen, stupid not to.
Chainsaw Man already has one.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man already has one, which surprisingly had like a lot of people for and against it. There's actually a petition to redo it.
Jeez, you told me about that. God.
Fucking wild. I'm like, you get an amazing anime adaptation with a lot of love put in, and you're like, nah. Redo it.
It wasn't perfect.
It wasn't
my definition of perfect, yeah.
I wanted it to be exactly like the manga.
All right, so then let's expand. What manga would you like to see adapted that hasn't been adapted yet? You cannot say Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
Damn it.
I knew they were going to say that at some point. I'm stopping it right now.
Dude,
that needs a redo.
It does. I mean, there's tons of like most manga I've read, I wouldn't mind an anime for. I mean, of course, Sakamoto Days, which is soon.
Soon. That's happening already. Yeah.
Yeah, soon. I keep hearing the news. It's like. But it's like, okay, when? Who's directing it? What studio is it? Like, when?
It's like that Pros D skit. No. Tickle the balls. Tickle the ball. Don't tell them anything.
I mean, like Doro, I hope comes back for season 2. I wouldn't mind an anime for Die Dark.
Oh yeah, Doro Die Dark. True.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if Fire Punch got a anime.
Oh yeah, Fire Punch definitely. Even though
it would be the most, I wouldn't be able to watch it, to be honest. Not because it's bad or whatever. It's a tough story to get through. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely like one of the ones that were probably like a Netflix original. Even though, like, what does that mean?
There's one I want, but like. It's for selfish reasons, because like the manga is new and I just hope it keeps going. It's Dinosaur Sanctuary. It's for those who don't know, it's just about zookeepers taking care of dinosaurs, and you learn about dinosaurs, you see different dinosaurs, and it is awesome. I love it so much.
Actually, you know what? I know for sure the one I really want. Kaiju Girl Caramelize.
Oh, that would be
yeah,
great. Yes. Yes, that would be.
that
You
one
could
I
easily make
definitely
a 12-episode anime about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one could definitely fit into that seasonal, like, oh, like 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about it. Yeah, that one definitely I
Yeah.
would love.
I don't know if this has it already. Precarious Woman Executive Miss Black General.
It had a phone anime.
Yeah, but I want a widescreen, fucking.
Yeah, that's a series I remember. Like, there's a few series, like, I make a video on it. And then as soon as I release that video, I just never go back to the manga.
Oh,
I'm pretty
jeez.
sure I'm behind. I think that series might be done by now, I think.
No, it's still coming out. Volume 9 just came out. It's still going. I mean, English-wise. I'm not sure about
Right.
Japanese, but
Yeah,
English-wise,
I'm not
it's
sure in
still
Japan
going.
if it's still
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
But,
So I have to. It's not all about me.
Yeah, it's not all about official English.
I mean, we talked about Gunsmith Cats as like a live-action series, but like honestly, as an anime, it would. I mean, if the OVA is anything to go by, it'll be perfect for an anime.
I'm honestly surprised. I mean, because there was that Kickstarter for like a Writing Bean reboot that I think they only got so far to do like a little short. I unfortunately at the time, even though I made a video for it that linked to the Kickstarter, I couldn't participate in it. But yeah, no, Writing Bean, Gunsmith Cats. I'm just surprised that do not get more love than they already do.
Here's what I'm surprised by. Why doesn't Vagabond have an anime? Very strange. I don't get it.
People will get too annoying.
Because like it took Vinland Saga a while to get it, and like Vagabond still doesn't have it. Maybe now it'll get it because Vinland Saga has one. So like,
it could be one or two things. One, maybe it's just too hard to do that like realistic style, I guess. Or maybe even the mangaka is straight up just being like, no, I don't want that.
You don't want that.
Because there are some mangaka that are just like, I don't want this adapted. Or if they do, because like I think with The Way of the Household Husband, because when that got a Netflix adaptation, it's pretty much like a slideshow. The manga.
Yeah, it's just it's colored manga panels.
So apparently, that's what the mangaka wanted. Which I'm like, maybe you shouldn't always listen to them. But yeah, I don't know. It's just Way the Household Husband. I was like, that was one thing. I'm like, I mean, a lot of people still loved it. They really enjoyed it, but there's like so many scenes. I'm like, I can't wait to see that animated. And then like the animation trailer comes out. I'm like, oh, it's just. It looks like that. Okay, I guess I'm not going to see that animated. I'm going to see that just in a panel and someone talks over it.
Yeah, so like for Dinosaur Sanctuary is one where like I am waiting for so badly because a lot of ones that I want to read already had like Drifting Dragons was one. Like I haven't read it, but I've seen the covers and some of the artwork. It looks amazing. But then like there's already an anime for it and it's 3D. So I don't know. Take that for what you will. So yeah.
And I'm also waiting for like Akane Banashi to get a anime because like I still need to read the manga, but that was like a jump title that everyone's talking about. Oda recommends it, Hideaki Anno recommends it, but like, it's like that Rakugo Jump.
Oh, okay.
Manga that apparently is doing really good, and I'm like this would probably like in the right hands. This will probably get a really good anime.
Doesn't Battle Angel Alita have an anime?
It had an OVA. And then that was it.
That was it.
Yeah, it had the OVA. I mean, also I think like the world of Alita as it goes on, gets a little too detailed. Where I'm pretty sure, I feel it's like one of those series that would probably just get like a CG treatment if it came out.
What about Blade of the Immortal? It got a live action series, but not an anime.
I think it actually did get an anime, but everyone hated it.
Oh.
It was like a really bad adaptation, so maybe that's just one of the things where like, well, we're not doing that again.
Okay. Okay.
There's certain like seinen titles that I think are just too hard to adapt unless you like they're. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that much. I don't want to say, oh, about the money, because like, it's usually not about the money. It's also mostly about like the talent, the time, the channel. Because there's been certain series that get bogged down because like, oh, on this channel we can't have it too gory, so we gotta censor the crap out of it.
Interesting. Okay.
Even though I think with the rise of streaming services, that's kind of like,
yeah, like you need content, so you know.
Yeah, well, they don't have to worry about too many of those censors because, like, I think Dead Man Wonderland got like bogged down by like censorship, or like Terraform Mars got bogged down by censorship. It was like, oh, channel this, that, or I think now if they were just like put on a streaming service and it's just like, yeah, you could do whatever the fuck you want, probably be a bit better. Even though I think Doro was kind of, despite being like a Netflix anime, was kind of like censored a bit. I mean, it was still bloody and everything, but it wasn't as gory as the manga. Like, I didn't see guts flying out everywhere, so I know. I guess it just depends. And seinen manga, I guess, is like a little harder to do in that regard.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, like if they do what they did to Terraform Mars, just black censorship everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's one way to sell Blu-rays, because like, oh, hey, in Blu-ray you could get everything.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I didn't know that. Shit.
Yeah, because Blu-rays are uncensored. Like JoJo, when it was coming out, like they would censor Jotaro smoking.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because I saw the uncensored version on a certain website.
Yo.
Yeah,
okay, scary, pirate websites. Ooh.
Scary pirate websites. Oh God. Oh yeah, would you? I mean, it's not. Okay, how would you consider Digimon Ghost Game horror?
Certain episodes, yes. There are some episodes that were delightfully creepy. Like, I think one episode, like, it starts off with like a person dying, like actually just dying and turning into an actual ghost, being haunted by Digimon. So yeah, there's a couple episodes where I'm like, oh, this is genuinely like a creepy episode. Like, as a kid, I would be kind of like terrified. But yeah, I think it might come back because like they kind of ended. We're like, oh, season 2 maybe. I want more of my boy Gamamon. He was such an adorable little Digimon dinosaur boy that just wanted to eat chocolate.
Oh, that guy. He was in season 2, right? He was the main mascot Digimon for season 2.
No, Gamamon was like.
No, that's Vmon. I think.
Yeah, that's Vmon.
That's Vmon. Yeah. Never mind. Yes. I know.
I mean, most of the mascot Digimon are all like. I want them all to be my friends.
Yeah, not your pets or.
No, I want them to be my friend.
Dog fighting,
technically they're animal. Digital pets. No, see, most Digimon like just want to live peacefully. Unfortunately, they have to fight, but like, most of them are just like, I just want to be in the human world and eat human food or read human books, or try scamming humans by selling them products.
What?
These are all things that the main trio's Digimon did in Ghost Game. Like, one of them, Jellymon, would like have a couple like get rich quick schemes with like other Digimon.
All right, that's weird. I don't know. Okay, for sure. Why not? I wasn't not expecting that. Yeah, it'll be so. Yeah, so like I guess that would be our horror like special. Like
we kind of drifted away from that.
Drifted away from it. I was trying to bring it back, but like there's not a lot.
A couple sound effects here.
Lightning. I don't know. A cat.
Lightning. A cat.
Yeah.
Maybe some bats fluttering. Probably a couple screams. There's some good like scream sound effects.
Yeah. Then like Shaheen has to like watch some horror movies.
Yeah. The next one, when I do a little research, will probably be a little bit more in the spooky territory. And then the third one, I got to decide because unfortunately, my co-host is Halloweenless.
I am sorry. I have not experienced this Halloween. No, it's not, very foreign to me. Yes.
But you've seen so many American movies. I thought like you would have more of a Halloween spirit or something. But you're like, nah.
Like I don't know. It's just like I like it as a.
Christmas can only be one podcast. I don't think I could spread that out for like by myself for like three episodes.
I don't know. It's just that like I like it as a thing, like as a concept. But like I'm like take it or leave it.
I see. Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen that many horror movies, and you haven't experienced Halloween, so I'm kind of questioning making this 3 parts. But at least I know I got one part down. I realize I actually don't have that many spooky stories because everything scares me. So most of it's like, most of it's like I heard a bump where this doll's eyes moved, which that did happen.
That's
to
how
me.
it sounds to me. It's like okay, like even your thing about the hotel and like someone saying she and like was that in your head? Did you just make that up in your like because
no,
people
it
sometimes
was in my ear. It was directly to my left ear. I can explain it.
Because like some people feel like I don't know, like phantom calls. Like they think they're getting a phone call and their phone's vibrating, but it's not actually happening. So like I don't know if you were like on a phantom.
That happens to me all the time. But no, it was someone like a female voice saying Shaheen in my ear.
Okay, all right. I mean, let's see what happens.
Comment section, tell us what your spooky experiences
they're going to start telling their own stories.
Yeah, tell us your stories, your supernatural experiences,
what
your Halloween memories.
What manga would you like to see get adapted into an anime? And also, like, you can't pick like, I like Berserk to get remade. Like everybody does. Like, come on, give me one that hasn't been adapted.
I almost feel Berserk. Just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
I can see that.
Don't even bother. Just stop it. Get some help.
Are they going to make more seasons of that crappy CGI?
No.
No? Okay, thank God.
I hope not. Just again, leave it alone. Just let it be a manga mess. Not everything needs to be adapted. It's nice, but like certain things just work better in the medium of manga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've only honestly kind of sort of felt like that about superheroes, unless it's animation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just certain things, just not everything needs to be a live action movie, not everything needs to be a anime. Just enjoy things in the medium they are currently in.
Yeah.
That being said, I am still desperately waiting for Sakamoto Days and Dan Dan to get made.
That being said, here's the anime I'm looking forward to that are adapted.
I mean, I know they're going to be adapted because, like, Sakamoto Days has to. It's a jump manga that's doing well.
Yeah, any jump manga that's doing well is going to get adapted.
I could literally see it. Studio Mappa, because, like, of course they're going to do
it. Has it been announced that it's Studio Mappa or no? Not yet.
No, like Dan Dan or Sakamoto Days, like I could almost put money down that like one of those two manga is going to be a Mappa production.
I mean, to be fair, Bones could also do Sakamoto Days.
They could, but like the way Mappa is like hungry. Like they're just grabbing everything. Oh, you can't finish the show? I got it. Oh, that's going to get adapted? I got it. I just hope both of them get the good side of Mappa and not the side of Mappa that's just... Also at the same time, though, I just hope... the anime industry eats and spits out people, so I just hope everyone gets taken care of. Apparently, Mappa has done better, but their better could also be better.
They're better. You're better? Well, be better than...
Yeah, so like... Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, I was hoping that didn't come through. Yeah,
it did come through. I was like, what?
Yeah, my neighbors are a little noisy today. Something's up with them.
Something is up with them.
Okay, quiet, so I'm recording a podcast over here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut this out then.
No, not now that we drew attention to it. It has to be part of the...
We're gonna keep it in. Okay, all right.
Maybe I can edit it because there's so many podcasts I'm listening to, and someone's like, "Oh, the neighbor's doing this," and like I can't hear it. So I'm pretty sure I could like do something. I'm pretty sure once like I start editing the audio a bit and put on like the compressor and normalizer and all that stuff, little audio tricks that I picked up on YouTube. Because I am by no means a good editor. As if you watch my videos, you know this. I just slap on footage.
Yeah. And see, but that was a bit scary, for me. I jumped a little bit.
Yeah, it was the ghost,
honking the horn.
It was the honk ghost, the ghost honker.
That sounds like he grabs tits without consent.
You know what? There is so many American cryptids that have the wildest names. There is the.
I thought you were going to say there's so many cryptids that are all about boobs. I'm like, what?
No. There's it was the wood-eating goose chucker.
Huh?
There was a cryptid called the goose chucker because it tried stealing someone's I guess it was trying to eat wood. It saw someone, it got scared, and I guess it had a goose in its hand, and it threw the goose at the farmer that saw it. There's the vegetable man, the tinfoil man, the shmoo.
The shmoo. Okay.
Yeah, the shmoo. That was one of them. The Fresno Nightwalker, which is this yeah. Trust me. The next episode, I'm going to get 4 cryptids from America and 4 cryptids from Canada.
Oh, okay. You don't have to make it international. It's you just do America. I don't care.
No, it's okay. I gotta include you.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't have an opinion on it other than Wolverine fought Wendigo in that one awesome issue.
Well, no, see, maybe I'll do some Wendigo research, and you might see a Wendigo in Canada. And then, by me telling you the story,
don't they have to eat someone? What's the lore again?
I think that's the comic book lore. And then, I'm still kind of confused because I think Wendigos kind of relate to skinwalkers, and that's a whole thing.
Oh, they're not big,
I mean, there's different. Every cryptid has different origins. Cryptids are kind of like superheroes.
Wait, we're saying origins. Wolverine fought him. Hulk fought him as well. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah. They both did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there we go. Maybe by me telling you, you'll know what to do. Because, obviously you can't turn into a green gamma giant or sprout claws. So, maybe by me giving you some Wendigo information.
I mean, I'm a city boy. I don't go into the woods. So, I think my chances are very less of meeting a Wendigo.
See, if I'm remembering the Wendigo correctly, they could change form. So maybe one day you're seeing your sister and she's just devouring, flesh. And you're like, what are you doing? And then it turns out she's a Wendigo.
I would just... I was about to say shoot her, but I don't have a gun, so I don't know.
That's why I love the one cryptid podcast I listen to. One of them, his first reaction to everything is shoot it. He's like, it's an alien. Well, if it's trying to establish peace, it's well, don't freak me out. Don't eat my chicken. It's shoot it, kill it, maim it, just harm it. It's if it wanted peace, it would knock on my front door like a normal person.
I mean, to be fair, that is how humans would react. Again, if you just came out of nowhere.
See, I feel like most monsters I would. An alien, I'm not sure. Also, I don't want to be the human being that starts an intergalactic war because I decided to punch a gray in the face.
But what if you punch it and something falls out of it and it turns out it's the Omnitrix?
Bro. Yeah, but then we'll have a bunch of aliens after me and my family.
But you have the Omnitrix. You can turn into forearms and beat the shit out of it.
Yeah, I mean, but what if it has the BS controls on it? I don't have it fully unlocked.
Okay, you'll turn into something accelerate.
What if a giant alien overlord comes in and then I turn into gray matter? I'm just a little dude all over.
You'll make a really big weapon with your gray matter brain.
True. I guess all the aliens have some kind of use.
I mean, those are the premises of episodes. He turns an alien, doesn't want to, and he makes it work. So,
Yeah, that's true. And he's a 10-year-old.
He's a 10-year-old, exactly, yeah.
My brain is bigger, therefore better. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having...
I was going to say two things. I was just going to Omnitrix or hot alien wife. The same one from the manga.
Why not both? Grandpa Max had an alien wife.
He did. Oh my god, he fucked that alien. I remember. Oh my god.
I mean, see, if you're going to be working with aliens, you might as well.
Oh my god, you just wow, that I completely he did fuck that one alien chick, like, and that. Well, what is Roswell? I keep on hearing this. I don't know the lore behind it.
Roswell, basically, a UFO apparently crashed there, and they found like a human in there, or an alien, but it was most likely a weather balloon, and that was the test dummy everyone saw.
Okay. All right. So that's right, because like in the cartoon show Ben 10, she's like, we'll always have Roswell. And then like I heard some other people like, because I've heard the Roswell conspiracy, but I don't know what it is exactly.
I'm pretty sure you could go on Netflix and there's like dozens upon dozens. But even most of the cryptid or alien podcasts I listen to, they're like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of Roswell. Even them, they're like, it's probably a weather balloon. Get over it.
So they don't even believe it.
And they go far. They'll stretch things because they will be like aliens, interdimensional demons, the Fae or fairies. Because, like, dude, when you go into the cryptozoology rabbit hole, there's some things like, what if aliens are like fairies? Or what if the fairies are aliens? What if all this stuff comes from an alternate reality and sometimes our dimensions cross with each other?
Shaheen, when it's made up, it's not a surprise. And go wherever the fuck it wants. It's not.
Well, yeah, I feel like that. I'm trying to have a moment. It's just so cool. Like, the lore.
Dude,
I don't even care if this.
I
don't even care if this is real or fake. This is cool. This needs to be somewhere. I want this to be a 30-minute TV show that I could tune in week to week and talk to my coworkers with. That way I could feel like a normie for once.
I mean, no,
I'm not going to wait around for the next season of Stranger Things to have a conversation with my coworkers on Teams about a show I just watched. Like, oh, did you see this new thing on Netflix? I'm like, no, but did you see that sick kick Kamen Rider Geats just did? Fuck, I just realized I just dated the episode. By the time this episode comes out, we're in Kamen Rider Gotchard.
Yeah, Gotchard.
Geats is done.
Yeah, Geats is done. I mean, you could watch you could you've shown interest. You can watch Breaking Bad. You could watch.
Yeah, but like Breaking Bad, that's like 2 hours an episode or something. Bro, that's like
you got to get over
like
this.
Half a season of an anime.
You gotta get over this time thing, please.
I have limited time on this planet, Hamza.
Okay. Here's my.
There's times
when you
really
look at like a 40-minute episode. All right, yeah. I understand your feeling when it's like a 2-hour episode or something like that, but like minutes of 40, because that's the like television standard, like 40 minutes, because like the other 20 is the commercial. But on streaming, you only get 40, right?
Right.
Ask yourself honestly, if you would be watching an anime 2 episodes back to back, you're filling the same time slot, so might as well watch 1 episode of this TV show.
But see, I could actually finish the show faster though.
Oh, that's the problem.
I have limited time on this planet, Hamza, so I might as well complete enough anime. Something has to be sacrificed for the amount of anime and manga I consume.
All right, I mean, then you'll have to forego being able to communicate with normies. Like that's something.
I know. See, that's the unfortunate truth. That's why I kind of got into cooking and baking. At least I have some normie hobby.
Or talk about, I don't know, politics, the weather.
Oh, God, no. I'd rather be shot in the face
the
than
economy.
Do that. Oh, God, no. Everything you said is revolting. I almost want to puke. And plus, some of that stuff you can't really talk about with your coworkers on Teams.
Oh, yeah, true. You can talk about the economy of a team, but with your coworkers, but not the politics, no.
Yeah, definitely not politics, especially now.
What you did over the weekend. A dating life, I guess. A little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit.
We talked about anime.
Oh, did you start dating? Like, yeah, we talked about anime. Oh, what'd you do over the weekend? Oh, watched anime. Oh, okay.
God,
what'd you do on?
Bad. Well, it's not really like that. I'm a little bit
No,
more.
I know. I'm just
I'll
saying.
read a comic book. I'll play.
That's
See,
even more niche than anime. So like, I don't know what you're.
There's times or sometimes I'm like, I waste my life so much on this pop culture. Maybe I should do something more meaningful with my life. I'll just be sitting on my bed because I'm like, what should I do now? And I'm like, maybe I should just end all of this.
What would you do without it? Because I can't imagine Shaheen the normie.
Like go to the gym.
What you do at the gym? Listen to anime songs.
You're not wrong. I mean, to be listening to like Super Robot theme songs. Dash, dash, dun dun dun.
I mean, it's like there's only so much you can say. Like, oh, I did this many sets, this many reps, or I ran this much on the treadmill. I don't. But then, like, would you listen?
My mind, like, I'm working out like Saitama.
Okay, yeah. By the way, don't do that. That exercise doesn't work, and your body needs rest to like repair
Yeah, I mean,
itself.
trust me, I know.
You look at. Maybe I should do this.
It's not worth it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even happy with himself.
I mean, he's happy. He's not happy with himself.
He was happy for a little bit, then he got too strong. So like, I don't got too strong.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
Then I get boring and unrelatable. Like, I still don't get that Superman like criticism. I'm like, we like so many anime characters for that. In fact, we root for our anime characters to become fucking invincible. Then when we have it, we're like, nah. Fucking annoys me.
Oh god!
So getting to comic books, I'm like, I need to spread the word of Superman.
I mean, you can make a video about it. Just do it. Like
I will. It's just I got a couple because I really got to get that fantasy video out of the way. Which hopefully that's out by now too. Otherwise, it's too late, and I'm not making that fantasy video.
Okay, well, we'll find out when that video comes out. I didn't even know this video.
Okay, by the time this video comes out, I hopefully have 3 videos. I have my Dark and Underground Tokusatsu Volume 3. I have the fantasy video, and then after that, it's either going to be the comics video or my Yu-Gi-Oh video. Because I've said I was going to make a Yu-Gi-Oh video. It's probably been a year.
Before you make the Yu-Gi-Oh video, play a little bit of Master Duel so you know what the actual rules are.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, fine. So you know the rules. Never mind. Okay.
Listen, I watch the anime.
The anime just makes up its own bullshit rules.
It kind of does, but you get the feel for the anime. Like, yeah, I know what a spell card does. I know how to ritual summon.
Okay.
Confuse. After that, I don't know how to pendulum summon. I don't know the XYZ.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, okay, that I know. I know those. I know how to do those. Yeah.
What was the thing in 5Ds? It was
Cyber
Synchro Summon?
Baby.
Yeah. Synchro Summon.
Synchro Summon, yeah, those are the white cards, yeah.
Yeah, so that I kind of know. I really need to get back into 5Ds.
Yeah, I used to spam...
2 animes I've been meaning to finish. It's like 5Ds and Lupin Part 2.
There's a card called Cyber Dragon Infinity that I used to spam a lot because you can like deny like 3 actions from your opponents. I used to like get there, spam whatever counter he has, and then win the game.
But see, Hamza, I'm talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. That's the main thing of that video. So like, I don't even think Takahashi really knew. He just wanted to tell a story, and he did it well. A story about friendship and cool ass monsters.
I don't disagree. That's true.
The man made like some. He made some of the coolest fucking monsters.
You know what else is about friendship and cool ass monsters? Fairy Tail. So you heard it here from Falcon Punch. Thanks, Fairy Tail.
Cool ass monsters in Fairy Tail.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I'm assuming they fight a monster at some point.
There is friendship, but no cool ass monsters. Otherwise, I would have stuck around. There's just girls with good amount of titty, cats that can fly, and like a couple dragons. But they're like all dead, I think, by the time we get to the story of Fairy Tail. Like they're all gone. So it's like, meanwhile, Yu-Gi-Oh, you got like some of like the most peak dragon designs ever. Like every dragon's like a 10 out of 10 practically. My man doesn't miss with the dragons.
Oh God, you would love this one comic, Wonder Woman: A League of One. She fights a dragon. So
Okay, listen, I don't automatically go weak to the knees when I see a dragon. I'm like, oh god, a dragon.
Oh yeah, that's true. You would
Great.
have seen Game of Thrones by now if that was the case. True. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones also has that problem. It's fucking long.
You would like that movie, Reign of Fire.
I do want to see that movie.
Yeah, it's all dragons. Yeah, Christian Bale's in it too. Oh, we're bringing it back. Okay,
Bring it back, Christian Bale.
yeah, that's a good place to end it. Yeah,
yeah. All right. So, I hope you guys are in the spooky mood. We'll do a better job with the second one. I'm kind of debating if we're going to do a third one. I really got to brainstorm on that one. I would say leave your comments and tell us what to say, talk about, but
it'll be too late by then.
It'll be too late. We're probably doing the Christmas episode. Just one singular Christmas episode. I don't think we could.
But I don't know when we can talk about the Christmas episode. None of us. I mean, I don't celebrate it. You do. So like,
we could talk about what makes us feel warm and jolly inside.
Oh, hot chocolate, I guess.
That's it. Have you had eggnog before?
No, I've never had eggnog. Is it an alcoholic? Like
no, there's not an alcoholic eggnog.
There's not an alcoholic.
Apparently, some people are like it's only good with the alcohol, but I don't drink, and I've had non-alcoholic. I think it's pretty good. A lot of people don't like it. I do, but then again, I tend to like the seasonal snacks that not everyone likes. Like I love candy corn. A lot of people don't like it. I love eggnog, so I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense because like you don't like roller coasters, so you have to like in order to balance it out, you gotta like the season.
Listen. I don't hate roller. Why are you spreading this propaganda against me? What did I do to you?
I don't know, man. It's like I'm like, oh, the scarier the better. Like, come on, like fuck me up with the roller coaster, and you're like, no,
fuck me up. I want to die. I want to feel death staring at me in the face. Especially now after the trauma I have from getting into a car accident, I don't think I want to get into like, the
roller coaster's on one track, so you don't have opposing vehicles on the roller coaster.
Yeah, but I don't know if it fly off the rack or if it crashes into a tree.
I mean, you could play that for everything. What do you go into the kitchen and a knife just like comes out and stabs you? I don't know.
True, but like at least I can kind of react to the knife. I'm not like locked into a metal box going at like hundreds of miles per hour. Probably going. Yeah.
If the Flash is doing it, then you don't have a chance.
Listen, man, but I don't have superpowers, unfortunately. I'm past the age for my mutant abilities to like manifest themselves.
You could still get bit by a radioactive spider and then get those powers.
True. I mean, I have those instincts. Like maybe like when I get scared, it's like my spider sense.
Oh, your Shaheen sense. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I did get bit by a horse when I was younger.
You're not fast though.
You don't know. Maybe I haven't truly like tested myself.
You don't have like, I don't know, like a 15-inch dong either. So
you don't know that. You've never seen it.
I feel like if it was 15-inch, I would have seen it.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It'd be like hanging outside of your pants.
Like if I just had one, I'd be like, "Hey guys,
you wear shorts all the time." So like, I would have been like, come out of the.
What if I rolled it around?
Okay.
I wear really like tight underwear to like conceal it.
I'm done. How did we end on horsecock?
This is the beauty. That was the scariest thing of them all. Horsecock. All right, Falcon Punchers, keep on punching.
Yeah.
Stay safe during this spooky season. Have some great Halloween memories, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Ooh. All right. Add some spooky sound next year.
I'm just gonna say bye.
And I already cut this part out. I'm just adding
okay.